Day 10, 27 June 2016, Service Day. We are the first customers of the day at Stutzman Harley Davidson in Jamestown, North Dakota. The other couple's bike service will be a little early, but my bike is needing it. I am way over the 5,000 miles recommended for servicing. With so many more miles ahead of us, I am wanting to keep the maintenance by the book, or at least as close as possible. We waste our time looking at the same t-shirt designs we have seen at previous HDs along the trip, then luck out with one original design. There is not anything of interest among the other items this dealership has to offer, so we are anxious to get the show on the road. It is standard practice to get a poker chip, of which we are starting to run out of color choices as well. You can get a good feel for the area and its inhabitants by how the sales personnel, generally a woman, in the clothing section acts. This one is nice enough and helps our ladies quickly, smiling all the while. The service supervisor steps out of the back and calls me over. This is never good. What do they find? I think to myself, I am not worried about anything costing me because I am still under factory warranty. The delay, however, if the bike needs a major repair, will put our trip in peril. The time it could take to get the part, then install it, could delay us a day or more. With my warranty and the hog membership, I am covered pretty well as far as expenses go, but none of that can buy back the time we would lose. The other couple could become too limited on vacation time to finish this epic fundraiser trip. It is, however, a great place to cut the trip short if need be. All we would have is a straight shot south to go home. A breakdown in the Northeast would see them riding the trip alone, or a problem with their respective employers if they decide to finish. With Jay's breakdown in Idaho, our overstay in Vegas from the desert drain, and now my issue, whatever it is, makes my heart skip a beat. Before we left on this trip, I had my local HD dealer put on a stage 1 breather and tuner. It turns out the problem is the upgraded air filter. The service supervisor says, "You have a significant tear in the filter, so it needs to be replaced." When he pulls up the VIN number for my bike, the filter is not listed as an authorized upgrade. That is not a quote, but that is what I heard. If you don't want to have an issue when you purchase an HD Legend of your choice, have everything upgraded at the time of your purchase or within the time frame outlined. I believe it is within the first 30 or 60 days. Surely the part has a factory warranty. Does this mean I will have to buy a new one? I ask. He says it does have a factory warranty, but I don't have a proof of purchase to be able to use for the warranty. We can call your dealership and get that. It just happens to be a Monday, and my home dealership is closed on Mondays, so I can't call them or have them fax over a proof of purchase. Looks like I'm stuck buying a new one, I say. The service manager waits a beat or two and says, "Let me see what I can do." Through some trickery and cunning on his part, he makes it happen. I don't know how he does it, but then again, magicians never reveal their secrets. It is able to be warranted, and I am not charged for a new filter. Crisis averted, we jam our shirts and other purchases in any available hole and ride east. With so much drama before my morning coffee, thank God I'm in the wind and free. Just one more small detail before the inevitable dump of fuel that rockets us on. We need to top off the gas tank. With half the day gone over a bad air filter, it feels like the 91 octane is flowing like mud. Hurry up, pump. I crave speed, for speed makes things happen. I catch movement out of the corner of my eye. Looking up, I see a motorcycle cop hug the wall of the gas station and move Mission Impossible style toward the entrance. You will have to imagine a North Dakota state trooper, looking like a taller, less athletic Tom Cruise, gun drawn, slipping down the front of the building and disappearing inside. Not long after, he walks out like nothing happened, gets on his police-issued HD cruiser, and eases over towards me. The officer does not fuel up, but asks, "I'm curious, what is the differences in our bikes? Are they the same?" I ask him, "Is yours a 103? He says, "Yes, it is." My riding partner asks, "As far as I can tell, they are the same frame and motor, but I think the police special has upgrades to the engine." I could not tell you what they are though. Other than the fairing and the different saddlebags, it's pretty much the same. He seems satisfied with my friends and my answer and taps one down, which signals his desire to go. I think he was just passing time to let the adrenaline clear out of the assault he just made on the store. My buddy asks, "What was that assault on the store about?" He laughs and says, "Dispatch told me the alarm in the store was going off, so I had to approach with caution." After going in pistol drawn and scaring the cashier, he told me that it was just a false alarm. Both the cashier and the store manager could not figure out the code to disarm it. The officer laughs to himself, nods, and pulls away. "Ride safe," he says as a parting word. I can just imagine the look of surprise on the unsuspecting shoppers' faces as he entered with his weapon drawn. The trooper rides out west. We smile at our good fortune because we are headed east. So many states in so little time. We immediately pick up the pace we adopted the day before, quickly passing through Fargo into Minnesota. Taking the first exit, we about face and are back in North Dakota quickly. We find that the interstate highway we need, and we head south. My throttle fever is in full force, so we are making great time and are crossing into South Dakota before we know it. Check it off, one more state down. There have been several days that we have not stopped for food. We snack on gas station odds and ends until the evening meal, where we gorge ourselves. Today, that pattern has caught up with us, and me particularly. I can't stick to the pattern. I need food. It just happens to coincide with a gas stop that is a mile off the interstate. These type of fuel stops are not favorable. You will see a sign advertising fuel. It is once you exit that another sign lets you know you will be riding out of the way to get it. It is not an easy discrepancy to identify either. Trees and hills can obscure gas stations until you are right upon the exit. At this unusual gas station labeled 67.5, possibly an old Phillips 66, I smell a pizza joint. I can't help myself. I have to have food. It seems the others are feeling the drain as well and welcome the break. I'm going to leave out the name of the pizza place to protect the innocent. We sit down and are promptly attended to. We order pizza and boneless wings, aka nuggets. The other couple wants pizza and wings, the real ones, bone in. In short order, our food comes out and the young lady gets us refills. Her customers handled, the young waitress gets caught up on her other tasks. There are no other customers in the place at this time, so she starts chatting with the other waitresses while rolling up silverware for the day. Not a big deal normally, but my wife has one pet peeve. She expects the waiter or waitress to check for empty glasses the entire meal. Concessions can be given if the wait staff fails at this simple task for things outside their control. For example, the restaurant is really full, the person has too many tables to service, or the individual is the only one doing all the jobs. None of the examples given are happening today. She just didn't come back. Two young ladies are just chatting away and laughing loud enough for us to hear them across the lobby. We tip well, so I expect them to do their job. Come back often and you're rewarded with a big tip. All of our glasses have emptied fast because of our travels, and you can guess it, my wife is not happy. My normal response is to just leave a less than stunning tip. My wife has a different idea this particular day. She looks at me and says,
"Let me out."
I ask, "What's wrong?" Knowing full well what's wrong. The pizza and wings are good. It is just the way she says, "I want out," that let me know things are not going to go well. When my wife wants to be, she can be a pit bull. My wife and I set some ground rules when we were first married. One such rule is no complaining to anyone who handles our food. If she complains before our food can be served, or the order is wrong, and she feels the need to tell them off, I don't eat there. I am done eating, so I am fine with any complaints she wants to level at the management. I fully expect her to educate, meaning chew out the waitress. To her credit, she walks calmly up to the counter and, like she works there, steps behind it and fills her glass. Noticing her customer making for the counter, the sweet waitress follows my wife. I wish I could have taken a picture. The shocked look on the girl's face when my wife invaded the kitchen and filled her own glass was priceless. The young lady clears her throat and with a strained voice says, "I can get that for you." My wife turns, not taking her hand off the tea handle, stares angrily at her, then with an air of exasperation says,
"It's too late for that shit."
Then calmly walks back to the table with a smirk on her face. We are all fighting back boisterous laughter that will not be contained. To this day, if anyone in my crew says, "Can I help you with that?" at a point when the task is almost complete, maybe you're attempting an overdue apology, or whenever the mood just arises, we say, "Too late for that shit," in remembrance of that day. It is one of our most enduring catchphrases. Sometimes I stretch it out just for fun, like, my dear sweet wife said to a young lady in South Dakota, and I quote, "Too late for that shit." Use it today. It's fun. That is all for today. Until next time, my name is James Parker, and I am a Savage Rider. Savage Rider, out. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, consider giving it a like and sharing it with your friends. If you would like to be notified of future releases, consider subscribing to my channel. If you think it was cringe and absolutely ridiculous, go ahead and tell me in the comments below. Then share it with your friends. They may need a dose of cringe silliness today. Either way, thank you and God bless.